All right, so to find an NPV chart, we need to type in our cash flows in Excel like this. So here I've typed in year 0, and I've done year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Okay, and I've typed in my cash flows here, right? In cells C2 to C7. Okay, so to find a cash flow chart, I mean an NPV chart, we want to first create an interest rate column for like a bunch of possible interest rates, right? And so we need to use some intuition here usually. So here, there's no negative values in the future. There's only positive cash flows. So, that means there should be just one IRR here, right? So for that reason, let's just start at 1%, and we'll just kind of go to 2%. And then I'll just drag down kind of to 30%. So you want to highlight the first two, and then click on this little box here. And once your cursor turns to the black plus sign, then you want to just drag down. So I'm going to go down to 30%. Okay. And then on the next column, you need to type the NPV, or it doesn't have to be the next column, but the next column is the easiest. And we're going to use Excel's inbuilt NPV function here. So you're going to do equals NPV. And so you want to highlight all the cash flows starting at year 1 with this interest rate. So that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to click on the interest rate. So see, it says NPV of F2. And then we're going to do a comma. And now we're going to highlight our cash flows. So again, you start in year 1 and highlight the cash flows. And then you click on the Mac to anchor them. So see how I have dollar signs on C3 and dollar signs on C7, right? So that's going to be our NPV for those cash flows, but we still need to add in the year 0. And so in this case, I've put in year 0 as negative already. So that's why it's the parentheses here. So I'm just going to do plus for year 0. But if you had not made it negative yet, then you want to make it a negative sign here, right? So just keep that in mind, right? And then again, you want to anchor this. You want it to be $C, $2. Okay, so Command T to anchor. Okay, good. And then you just click enter and see you get the NPV here. Okay. And then we just double click and see it's going to go down automatically. So you just double click on the little box here. When your cursor turns to black plus, double click and it should do it automatically. If you anchored everything correctly, then this is what it'll look like. In particular here, you can see it starts to become negative around the 6 to 7% mark, right? So this is one way to format the numbers with the parentheses, but I think a lot of people like it with the colors. So we could do it this way as well. Right, so you can see in the 6 to 7%, that's where it becomes negative, right? And then so to actually get the NPV chart, what we want to do is we want to grab all of these. Sorry, just grab the NPVs. Click insert in the top in the ribbon. Click on the line graph. And you want to click on the first one, the one without the points probably is best. I'll load here. And there you go. Here's my NPV chart. Right, so maybe I didn't need to go to 30. 30 may have been overkill, but it is what it is. Okay, and then now it's just kind of to make the chart look nice, right? We want to click select data. So once you're here, after right clicking and clicking select data, you want to click on down here where it says horizontal category axis labels and click on the little selector button. So click on the selector and you want to choose your interest rate. So, for me, it's in column F2 down to F31. And that's going to be my horizontal axis labels. And then we're pretty much done. So now it looks nice with the interest rates there. And you can see here, the 0 is around. Okay, and you can use Excel's IRR function to confirm. We'll do IRR. We'll select our cash flows. And in this case, we select all of them. We don't just select from the first year on, we select all of them. And we put in our guess. So in this case, from the graph, we determined our guess was around 6.5. So I'll put in 0.065 for 6.5%. And you can see, I don't have enough decimal places here, but you can see it's about 6.285 actually, not 6.5, but 6.285. So this is the other way you could get the IRR. Okay, so you can create the NPV chart to get an initial idea of where the IRR would be. Use your guess function to figure out what the IRR actually is.